Good preparation leads to better outcomes. Don't you agree? Hi everyone, I am Meher Sindhu Batra, your career coach and mentor who helps you accelerate your career through content on careers, education, productivity and positivity. If you're here for the first time, I'm a chartered accountant from India and an MBA from Imperial College London. Over the last 2 years, I have helped thousands of young professionals understand what their true passions are and help them develop a strategy for their career. If you'd like to sign up for a mentorship session with me, do check out the link below. So as you can see from the title of this video, I will be talking about some tips to keep in mind to prepare for a job interview. I believe that the job application process till you land a job is broken down into 5 steps. The first is the pre-application bit, the things you need to do before you start applying for a job. Next is the actual job search. After that, the third step is the application process. And the next is preparing for a job interview. And the last is following up until you actually get a job. So today I will be focusing on part 4 of this whole process, but I have made some videos before that will help you with step 1 of the process, that is how to make a strong CV, how to decide what type of company that you want to work for, whether it's a big or a small. So do check out those videos. I do want to disclose one thing before I start this video, that is that I am not an HR person, I am not a talent acquisition lead or anything. The tips today are solely based on my experience of giving interviews and taking interviews now. Please remember that these tips are solely from my personal experience. This video is going to be a part of the series that I will be making on job applications and interviews. So make sure to check out that playlist. After finishing our formal years of education, or maybe even during it, the first very professional thing that we have to do is actually applying for a job, finding the right job and start working. And with the competition being so tough, and with thousands of professionals like you and me entering the workforce every month, we need to make an attempt to stand out, because the employers, according to me, are going to be testing the 4 C's. And what are these 4 C's? The first is your capabilities. What I mean by that is that they will be testing whether your academic qualifications, your skills, your work experience matches that with what they are looking for in the role that they are recruiting for. They are looking to see whether you are capable enough to handle the pressures, to handle the kind of work that they will be giving to you in that new role. To be honest with you, this C is the most crucial to highlight on your CV, because that is what is going to get you a foot into the door. That is the reason why they're going to call you for an interview. Your qualifications, your academic records, your extra courses, your extracurricular activities, your leadership skills. These are the things that are under the core bracket of capabilities. And then comes the next C, which is commitment or motivation. No employer is going to ask you to work for them if they do not say that you are excited enough to be a part of their organization. So that's what you need to be showing in your interview. That's what you need to be preparing for. The enthusiasm, the energy, the zeal to learn new things, to adapt, to be flexible, to be a strong worker who could be a good part of their team, someone who will hustle hard and bring things together and become a part of a team and help it grow. And the third C that they will be testing you on is whether you're the right cultural fit for their organization. Do you have the same values as what they are looking for? Some organizations expect long hours of working, whereas some don't. That's what they're going to test you on. You may be the best person on paper, but if they meet you and they see that you do not align to their long-term vision, to their long-term goals, to the culture that they have set for the firm, they're probably not going to hire you. So that's the research that you need to do. So that's the understanding you will need to have. What is the culture of the organization that I am going to go and give an interview at? And the last C, my friend, is the very most important one, and that is the confidence with which you present yourself. This again is super important. If you are someone who's super qualified, but you don't talk about it, you don't present yourself in the best possible light, you hold yourself back, the employer cannot read your mind. They will not know about all the great things you have achieved. So if you don't portray yourself in the best possible light, nobody is going to do that for you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to tell yourself, I'm going to nail this interview. I'm going to present myself with confidence. I'm going to make good eye contact, have a strong handshake. I will pay attention to my non-verbal communication, and I have a separate video on that which you can check out above. And like I said, out of the 4 C's, the most likely C to get you an interview is the capabilities one. But after that, the 3 C's that are going to be tested are your commitment, whether you're a cultural fit, and your confidence / your communication skills. So if you nail these 3 C's during an interview, I assure you, you will be able to get a job. Okay, so now that we know what will we be tested on, that is the 4 C's, what are the steps that we need to take to make sure that we prepare well for an interview? And my friends, I have talked about this many times, but the very first step that you need to do, and that is research all about the company that you are going for an interview at. You need to do your homework before you go in for the interview. You cannot go in the interview and not know the answers to the questions that they're asking. So you have to study things like the history of the company, their core values as we talked about. Who are the founders? When was it founded? What are the products and services that they offer? How do they stand apart from their competitors? Who are their competitors? Why is this company successful or unsuccessful? What can you do to change it? What are their social initiatives or CSR activities that they have undertaken? These are all things that you should be well equipped to know before you go and talk to somebody who works there. Because they can ask you questions like, why would you be a right fit for our organization? And then if you don't know anything about that organization, you won't be able to answer that question. And everybody loves talking to somebody who has done their homework, who's taken out the time to do the research, to make an effort before they come in and talk to you. And the second step I want you to undertake, my friends, is research about the interviewers. When you get an email for an interview, they will tell you who you will be interviewing with. Who is the person who will be your interviewer? What has been their career progression? How long have they been with the organization that you are interviewing at? Because then you can go into an interview and ask them questions like, oh, I see you've been working for this firm for about 10 years. How has your experience been? I once interviewed someone for my company, MSB Vision, and they knew everything that I had done in the last 10 years in my career. It was amazing to talk to that person because they had done their homework. They knew what kind of organizations I had worked for, when did I start MSB Vision, why did I start it, what has been my career since I started MSB Vision. So it was just an amazing conversation, and I felt like that person really wanted to work at my firm. It just shows another level of commitment if you've done your homework. I would say one thing, don't go out of your way to stalk these people who are going to be interviewing you. You don't want to come across as a creep. So make sure you read up on their LinkedIn profiles, you check them out, you check out the company's website, get all the answers to your questions, and use that to fill the gaps in the knowledge that you have about that organization or about your interviewer. Another thing I really recommend doing is finding out what type of interview are you going to have. Is it going to be a general HR round? Is it going to be technical round? Is it going to be a case study based round? Or it could be a group discussion. You need to know about this in advance so that you are well equipped to go out there on the day and make sure there are no surprises. And the third step that I want you to undertake, my friends, is use LinkedIn in the best possible manner. And what do I mean by that? I mean that make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date before you go for the interview, because the interviewer may be doing some last minute checks on you. And another tip is use LinkedIn to reach out to current employees or ex-employees, former employees. Send them a message like, hey, I see that you were an account executive at XYZ firm. I would love to learn more about the interview process. Could you give me some tips about the interview process? Things like that. General questions, mostly people will respond to you and would want to help you. And my fourth tip is, my friends, prepare your elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is a 30-second to 1-minute short introduction about who you are, what have you done, what are your skills, what is your unique selling point. That is, how do you stand apart from the rest of the crowd. You need to summarize that in a quick way and make it sound interesting and focus on the things that sets you apart. I will be making a detailed video on the types of questions that people can ask you in an interview. So I will talk about an elevator pitch separately in detail as well. And my last tip or step along this process is, my friends, that you need to ensure good housekeeping. And what do I mean by that? All the nitty-gritty needs to be taken care of. Making sure things like you have copies of your CV or resume ready with you, making sure you're looking professional, making sure you're looking like the right fit for the job. If you have a video interview, then you have to make sure that the background is clean, you have a good light on your face, your audio and video is sorted. And yeah, that's it. Just make sure these little things you take care of before you go for an interview. That's it, my friends. I hope you found this useful. Please do like, share, subscribe to this channel, and do hit the notification bell so that you do not miss on any more upcoming videos of mine. I'll be back soon with another one. Until then, I wish you all the luck and strength to find the right job for you. I hope to see you soon. Bye.